today is we're going to check the progress of some items out here in the garden. The Egyptian walking onions is time to come up. We're going to pull most of them up, let them lay there a while and dry, and then we will replant a row where we decide to plant them at. I ain't decided that yet, but we'll get all them up today. I'll just show you here right quick. I won't show you pulling all of them, but it ain't rocket science for sure. And these will grow in clusters, big clumps and clusters of them. So what I like to do is just grab the whole cluster, shake the cluster off. If there's any weeds and stuff on it, of course them's all onions. And just lay it and flare them out a little bit, and let the ones behind lay just back behind the ones in the front. Shake the dirt off, break them apart, and then just lay them out there. And every one of these right here, every one of these onions that I'm pulling last year was the little bulbils, or whatever you want to call them. Not bulbils, but little starch that's on top of the Egyptian walking onions. All I'm trying to do is dry these for a day or so. Just get them dried out a little. Let's grab a whole big bunch of them, pull them apart, and lay them there in the sun. You can deal with all the rest of the little starch and stuff when you get ready to move them or dry them or whatever, you know. Finish drying them. This is helping getting them started. Now when they come together in big clumps, see, and they will, there's two little bulbs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7. It's made 6 or 7 bulbs. Now you don't have to do this. You don't have to pull these out. You can leave them right where they're at. But I've found over the years, if you don't do this, they'll get smaller and they'll just about choke each other out. If you've got them where they prosper, you know. Good dirt. In good dirt. See, that little clump has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 onions. 16 onions. They're very, very prolific growers. And just like I say, you don't have to take these up. You can leave these year round if you want to. Leave them year round if you want to. Yeah. I had planted entirely too many, but I just planted them because I didn't want to see them go to waste. The little bulbs or starch or whatever you call them on these things. Lots of them. And just like I say, what I'm getting these out for is because I need the space. I definitely need the space. Creeping Charlie. It's aggravating almost as bad as Johnson grass. There's one thing about this, you'll never get great old big bulbs out of this. Heads, onion heads, that ain't happening. But you can flat have the onions when you need them. And anybody that likes onions knows exactly what it's like when you, let me lay these over here and start another run. No, they know what it's like when you run out of onions. Ain't nobody wants to run out of onions that likes onions. I'll assure you, if you've got these, you ain't apt to run out. You're not apt to run out, that's for sure. Creeping Charlie. Whew. Dust right in the face. You can grab a big, all you can get in your hand, and they lift right out. Of course, it's pretty good dirt to deal with here. Just like I say, they'll dry so much faster if you'll pull them apart. Onions. Lots of onions. Now there's one that I didn't want to pull up, but I did. Dummy pulled that one up. I might be able to plant it back in the ground here. Let me try. I doubt it, but it might stand there. It might. That was my garlic. But anyway, it ain't like there's a shortage on garlic around here either. No shortage on garlic. Oh, goodness. Lots of them. Lots and lots of them. Enough to plant half the county, I guess. What I'm doing is getting this ready for more tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that. It's untelling what I'll plant. I really don't know myself right now. Whew. You just want the bulbs up where the sunlight can hit them, help dry them. Then we'll cut all those tops off. Starts. And this little bed of onions was a little bed that I started because I didn't want to waste all them little sets. And believe me, I didn't waste them. Now these here that I just pulled on this end where they could get more sunlight seem to be bigger bulbs. Seem to be bigger bulbs. But you plant that, and what you'll get, you're liable to get 5 or 6 out of that one bulb when they get a grip and come back. Onions, and more onions. Now I'll assure you that everybody don't pull these up like I'm doing. They don't do this. They think you can plant them and forget them, and you can. But your results may vary. Your results may vary. So, that is that, except right here. Now here's some more. See, that's what that come from one start, one little head. There's 4 there. There be 4 there. Here's one. I'm gonna let that grow. There's my garlic that I'm about to knock down again. This is, my goodness. I want you to look. That garlic is supposed to be moved. I'm gonna try to knock the dirt off this. And I'm gonna take it out of the garden because it's got Creeping Charlie all over it. Creeping Charlie. Yeah. And it just binds stuff up. Now that's a a clump, and this is, I've got to show you this. This is what happens. Now this has been, this didn't get took up last year. This, burning up, stayed in the ground. And here's the deal. Here's what happens. It gets, they get tight. And See how they do? There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 onions right there in that one where they multiply. But after a while, if you don't break these up and split them, they just get so crowded on themselves that they'll actually rot away. And that's no joke. They will just start rotting away. Because the name of the game with these cats is to multiply. And that's what they like to do, is multiply. This is some here. Now they made pretty good bulbs, but the thing of it is, if you open that up, there'll be 4 or 5 in there. I'm gonna get this right here, this conglomeration, if I can, off of my little cage here. I've got tomatoes growing, and that's just creating a little shade that I really don't need. My goodness, these things just rooted. Lots of sets, I'll tell you. Enough for 1,000 people. Whew. But I'm moving them. Because I want them to grow where I want them. Not where they want to grow, where I want them to grow. There's a little Swiss chard. Got hid over here. Anyway, that's enough of the Egyptian walking onions. For sure. I'm gonna wash my hands. Yes, sir. That's our onions. Egyptian walking onions that we pull that little patch that we started last year from the little sets. And you can see there's a bunch of them. Egyptian walking onions.